There are over 23 DLCs and expansions in the Elder Scrolls Online. A lot of these expansions and DLCs are fantastic and well worth your money. But if you're a player that is possibly new to the game, or maybe a returning player that hasn't played in a little while, you're probably gonna have some questions about this. Some of your questions may look like, are any of these DLC or expansions a must-have to complete the game or the end-game content? Am I missing out on some ridiculous set for a build? Or is a specific expansion or DLC even worth the buy? Some of you may even ask, which one is the best or most fun of the DLCs and expansions to buy? These are all valid questions to have, especially when you have so many choices and you don't know what each of them entail. Today I'm going to break down my top DLCs and expansions that you should buy or play through. Real quick, I just want to give a shout out to my patrons. Thank you so much for becoming a patron. If you'd like to become one, check out the link below in the description. And thank you to my members as well. And if you ever want any help, we have a helpful Discord. I also stream on twitch.tv/brahwegotthis Tuesday through Friday, and we have a website at brahwegotthis.com. All those links are below in the description. So first off, something to note is that the way DLCs and expansions work in ESO is a little unique. ESO has an optional subscription model that is called ESO Plus. If you look here, you'll see the ESO Plus tab, and it'll show you all the benefits. One of the massive benefits of ESO Plus is you get access to all DLCs and expansions, excluding the most recent expansion. ESO Plus is $16.50 a month in US dollars, and so you have to kind of weigh whether or not you want to pay that subscription. There are a lot of other benefits as well, but if you're paying that subscription, the one caveat to that is you technically don't outright own the DLCs because you're just owning them while you have the sub. But something I want to mention is, even if you are an ESO Plus subscriber, you should be able to still get something out of this video because it will help you prioritize possibly the DLC that you need to try first, or possibly not prioritize some DLCs. Furthermore, if you aren't an ESO Plus subscriber, the upside to not being an ESO Plus subscriber is that if you buy the DLCs and expansions, then you will own them outright. So no matter if you cancel your sub when you take a break from the game, you are not going to lose access to those DLCs or expansions. Another thing to note is this game has so much content that comes with the base game, and so many additions come with previous expansions as well. So if you were a new player and you bought the Blackwood $60 edition, that should have came with Morrowind, Somerset, Elsewhere, Blackwood, and the base game. So you already have a ton of content there. If you don't have some of these dungeon DLCs that I mentioned or some of these expansions, it does not mean that you can't complete content, okay? You can complete content in this game with just the base game. So I want you to understand that, okay? And so what we're going to do is I'm going to present this list to you. It's not necessarily the worst DLCs to the best DLCs. This list, again, is a comprehensive list based off of my preference and which DLCs I love, the viability of the DLCs and the importance of them, in my opinion, the best bang for your buck, and the usefulness that the DLCs bring to you and the amount of content that it brings to you. Please keep in mind that you may have a differing opinion, and this list doesn't nullify your enjoyment for a DLC. And also, just keep in mind, this was hard to make because I actually like 90 to 95% of these DLCs on this list, but I have to rank them somewhere. So we're going to start at the top of the least favorable, or in my opinion, DLC. I'm not going to call it the worst DLC because I don't really think any of them are bad. It's just, this is the least favorable one. So starting with Imperial City, because Imperial City is free. You don't have to pay anything. You should just get this from the Crown Store in the DLC menu. So it's right here. Just get it and pick it up. It's just like a PvP expansion. I'm not a big PvPer though. Next one is Morrowind. Again, Morrowind's great, but it is also mainly free for almost everyone that has this game. Any game that you buy now, any ESO game you buy now, it should come with the Morrowind base game. So Morrowind's a great expansion, and it would be way higher on this list if it wasn't free already, essentially, because it basically is. It just has an amazing zone. It has Halls of Fabrication Trial, which is awesome. So I just put it up there because it's free. The first DLC that is not free is Harrowstorm. Harrowstorm is a dungeon DLC. This runs you 1,500 crowns, which is equivalent to about $15 US. This comes with the Ice Reach dungeon and the Unhallowed Grave dungeon. One of the sets that I like from these is Aegis Caller, but besides that, it's just a dungeon that, in my opinion, doesn't have a massive impact. The dungeons are fun. I love almost every single DLC dungeon in this game, but in terms of impact, this just doesn't have a ton of it there, but it is only $15. The next one is Wolf Hunter Dungeon DLC. Again, this comes with 2 dungeons. The dungeons are Moonhunter's Keep and March of Sacrifices. There are some cool cosmetics you can earn in this, and a set to note, the Balorg 2-piece monster set, and there are some werewolf-centric sets in this as well, but I personally just did not like this one as much when I've run these dungeons. So I've played through them on normal. I've heard on veteran they are insane, but I just put it on this point in the list because, again, it's not, in my opinion, that great. It doesn't hold that much weight to me in value. The next one is actually our first mini zone DLC, and I actually just really don't like this this little mini expansion, and that is Murkmire. Murkmire is one of my least favorite expansions or mini expansions in this game. It's 2,000 crowns for Murkmire. The reason I just don't like it is I just didn't really like the zone that much, to be honest. I don't know what it is, but I just personally don't like Black Rose Prison that much either. Black Rose Prison, though, the only reason that this is this high on the list is because Black Rose is one of the best leveling methods in the game for players. I don't really like using the method. It also has some item sets in there that people use in their builds that are pretty good from what I've heard. But for me, Murkmire, I just don't like it. The next DLC is Shadows of the Hiss. This is a dungeon DLC. This comes with Ruins of Mazatun and Cradle of Shadows. Okay, these 2 dungeons are really cool in my opinion. I really love Cradle of Shadows, and you can get this for 1,500 crowns. And Cradle of Shadows has the Veladrith monster set, which I like, and Ruins of Mazatun has the Mighty Chudan monster set as well. The next one is the Deadlands, and honestly, the Deadlands could be even higher on this list, but because it was free for a lot of people. You could have gotten this free last year if you participated in the Blackwood event, but the Deadlands, in my opinion, y'all, I know some of you are like, what? It just came out, you don't really like it that much. I like the Deadlands. It brings you a new zone, and the zone is fantastic. The dailies are cool. I like the Wandering Executioners and the story involved. I'm not a huge fan of the Oblivion Portals. I just don't think that they were great. Yeah, when it comes to content, it didn't really bring a massive impact. It's got some cool sets and everything as well, but it's just, for me, the Deadlands, comparatively to the other mini expansions, didn't bring a massive impact. So that's why it's here on this list. The next one is the Waking Flame Dungeon DLC. This comes with the Dread Cellar and Red Petal Bastion. First of all, these dungeons are extremely fun, and I love the Magma Incarnate monster helm that you can get, and I like the Rush of Agony set from the Dread Cellar. I freaking love those sets. It's so fun to use that on tank. Next on the list is Stonethorn. Stonethorn is a dungeon DLC. It comes with Stone Garden and Castle Thorn. Oh, by the way, the Deadlands is 2,000 if you didn't get it for free, and the Waking Flame is 1,500. Stonethorn is also 1,500. These dungeons are really cool in my opinion. I love them. I also liked a few of the sets like Elemental Catalyst. I thought that was awesome from Stone Garden, and Crimson and Unleashed from Castle Thorn. Next one on the list is Horns of the Reach. This comes with Bloodroot Forge and Falkreath Hold Dungeon DLC. I really love these dungeons. I think they're very interesting, and they have some really good sets in them. They have Domi House monster set from Falkreath Hold. They have Earthgore monster set from Bloodroot Forge, and they have Pillar of Nirn from Falkreath Hold as well. This is 1,500 crowns. The next DLC is Scalebreaker. This is a dungeon DLC as well. This comes with Lair of Marsalok and Moongrave Fane. This is 1,500 crowns, and I liked these dungeons. I thought they were interesting, but they do come with some really cool sets. They come with the Zerblight, which is an awesome set from Lair of Marsalok. They come with Hollow Fang, which is in Moongrave Fang, which is a great healer set. Grundwolf monster set, and Zen's Redress, I've heard, is a fantastic set for Magicka Dragonites. There is also a part of getting a free house in one of these dungeons, I believe, from the Elsewhere expansion, so that's why I put this up here as well. The next DLC is Dragon Bones. Dragon Bones is a dungeon DLC that comes with Fang Lair and Skullcrawler Peak. I love these dungeons. They are so fun. They have great cosmetics, and you have some good item sets as well. You have the Zon monster set in Skullcrawler Peak. You have Thurvikin in Fang Lair, and you have Jorvold's item set in Skullcrawler Peak, which is great for healers. I think Jorvold's is a great healing set. It's just a cool set in general, but this is 1,500 crowns as well. Next one is Dragonhold. Dragonhold is the Southern Elsewhere zone. The cool thing about this is you get a new zone, you get dragons, you get new dailies, and craftable sets. This is 2,000, and I think there is another quest again to get a second part of that free house in this one. The next one is Wrathstone. Wrathstone is a dungeon DLC that comes with Depths of Malatar and Frostvault. These two dungeons are so cool. Like, they are just so cool, and they are difficult. Depths of Malatar is very difficult, but Symphony of Blades is a great monster helm you get in Depths of Malatar. Frozen Watchers, an item set you get as well from these dungeons. And Stonekeeper is Frostvault's monster set. Icy Conjurer and Zagavins is in Frostvault as well. So those are two really good sets. That is 1,500 crowns as well. Next one is Flames of Ambition. This is a dungeon DLC. This comes with Black Drake Villa and the Cauldron. These dungeons, again, fantastic dungeons. Very fun. They also have great sets you can get. You can get Dagons. You can get the Unleashed Ritual set in the Cauldron. You can get Kenra's in Black Drake Villa and Encratis Behemoth monster set, which I think is really good for DKs. This is 1,500 crowns as well. The next one is the Thieves Guild. The Thieves Guild brings you a new zone. It's 2,000 crowns. It has a cool quest line, a new skill tree, which is really cool, that opens up Thieves Troves that you can get some really nice things in. And it has the Maw of Lorcage Trial. The Maw of Lorcage Trial is a trial that I think everyone needs to experience. It is challenging and it is beautiful. It has a set in there, Alkosh, which I don't know how good it is anymore, but I know that it used to be pretty solid. That trial is just such a good trial, such a good challenge, so I put that up here in this list. Next one is the Clockwork City. You guys know I like the Clockwork City zone, so you're gonna get that. You're gonna get that zone for 2,000 crowns. You're also gonna get a Silent Sanctorium trial, which has some really good item sets in it. You have dailies that give you sick motifs, and the questing is awesome as well. So I love Clockwork City, so I put that up here. Next one is the Dark Brotherhood. The Dark Brotherhood's on here because you get a new zone. It's only 2,000 crowns. You get a cool quest line. You get a skill line as well. With the Dark Brotherhood, and you get the chance to get the Minotaur motifs, which I talked about in a recent video of the zones you should play through, and I think this zone is a very good zone to play through at first when you are new, and Minotaur motifs are so expensive, and it's just a really cool motif, so I love the Dark Brotherhood as well, the Gold Coast zone as well. Okay, next one is actually a mega pack. So I put these on here because you get a lot for your money for these. So the Year 2 mega pack is on here. This comes with the Horns of the Reach, Clockwork City, and the Shadows of the Hist. This is 3,500 crowns. So if you liked what I said about the Shadows of the Hist, Horns of the Reach, and Clockwork City, this is a great deal because you're going to get one zone from this, you're going to get a trial, and you're going to get 4 dungeons. And in those 4 dungeons, you're going to have a lot of item sets that are very, very useful. So I think this is a great deal. Next one is another bundle. This is the Season of the Dragon DLC. This is a fantastic bundle. You get Wrathstone, Scalebreaker, and Dragonhold. Again, you get the Zone Southern Elsewhere, and then you're going to get 2 dungeon DLCs that come with 4 great dungeons for 3,500 crowns. Next one is Markarth. Markarth was a great mini expansion. This one is 2,000 crowns, and this one comes with new zone, dailies, awesome new sets, and it comes with the new arena Vatistran Hollows, which has a lot of great useful items in there, and it is a fantastic solo arena. So again, I think this one's a fantastic buy. Next one is Orsinium. Orsinium is Hrothgar. Orsinium is 3,000 crowns. And according to people that are into the lore, this has some of the best questing content in any expansion that they've ever released. It also has Maelstrom Arena. Maelstrom Arena is a solo arena that has a ton of in-game weapons in it that people like to use. It's also a very fun arena. It's got great overland sets like Briarheart and Trinimac, and it has fun zone things to do with 2 public dungeons. Now, there's a better deal, I think, in my opinion, that I'll get to here in a second. The next one is Blackwood. Blackwood is the most recent expansion. Blackwood was my least favorite expansion of ESO, and that's just my opinion, but there are some good things that you get with Blackwood. You get companions, which are good for solo players. You also get great overland sets, and there's great questing. And then the last thing is the Rock Grove Trial. The Rock Grove Trial is fantastic. It's one of my favorite trials in the game. Next one is Somerset. Somerset's one of my favorite expansions in the game. Somerset comes with the Jewelry Crafting line, Sigic Order line, and it comes with the Cloud Rush Trial and a massive zone with questing. I love the cosmetics and motifs that you get in the zone. You can get the Welkner style and the Sapiarch style, but the Cloud Rush Trial has a lot of very useful sets in it, and Jewelry Crafting is very useful as well. Same with the Sigic Order. Even though the Sigic Order is painful to quest through, it's still useful. The next one is a Mega Bundle, and this is the one I recommend getting for a lot of players. This goes on sale sometimes, so just keep an eye of when this goes on sale. But Guilds and Glory 4 DLC Mega Pack. So you get a free one, which is Imperial City already. That already comes free. But you get Dark Brotherhood, Orsinium, and Thieves Guild. That is 3 different zones. That is 1 new trial. That is a solo arena. 2 new passive skill lines or skill lines. So much content. This is one of the best bangs for your buck in this game if you want to get all of these. It's 4,000 crowns and you get essentially a ton of content for it. The second to last one is Elsewhere. Elsewhere is, again, one of my favorite expansions. I'm pretty sure if you buy the Elsewhere expansion, it doesn't come with the Necromancer class, but this was a great expansion, and it comes with dragons, which is a public event. It comes with a free house, which the free house is fantastic. Okay, it also comes with the Sunspire Trial, which has a lot of really good sets in it for a lot of different builds. And the last one, my one that I recommend the most, the DLC you should buy or expansion you should buy. And this one has really climbed for me. I've really come to appreciate this just over the last year. I just really have. And that's Greymoor. Greymoor was fantastic. One of the biggest reasons was Antiquities. I just thought Antiquities was a great system. The reason it was such a great system was because it allowed players of all different playstyles to get something out of it. If you liked lore, you got something out of it. If you liked in-game stuff, you could do mythic items. If you wanted to explore, you could do it. If you wanted to just chill, you could do it. If you wanted cosmetics, you could do it. I love it because they keep building upon the Antiquity system, and I just think it's one of the best expansions. I really do. The Overland sets also are so good. I mean, for beginners and new players, the Overland sets in Western Skyrim are just absolutely fantastic. I mean, you have Eternal Vigor, Venomous Smite, and Winter's Respite. I love those. They also have great craftable sets too, but Greymoor was just great. You also get Kind's Aegis Trial. I think that's a good trial. I'm not a huge fan of the sets in it, but I loved Greymoor. Hailstorms also are fantastic in it. It's a very fun public incursion. But yeah, I just thought that Greymoor was one of the best expansions that they've ever done when it comes to the longevity of the game. So that is my top one that I think you should prioritize. If you have any questions, make sure to leave me a comment below. Let me know what your list looks like. I'd love to see it. But these are the expansions ranked in order of what I would prioritize if I were buying the expansions, in my opinion. Also, y'all, to make sure you don't miss any sort of videos that I do when it comes to sales, because I make videos sometimes letting you all know when there's a sale going on, make sure to ring that bell and turn the notifications on. That will notify you when I release a video. And if you would like this video, and subscribe to the channel as well. But I appreciate you guys all watching. But until next time, y'all, just remember to have faith, be great, and I'll see you on ESO.